If you plan on filing your taxes the old-fashioned way without the help of TurboTax, there are some things that you want to keep in mind this year, because this year will be more complicated than usual. According to the IRS, stimulus checks and PPP loans should be reported on your return. They are not taxable, though. If you received unemployment benefits, those are taxable. If your income dropped in 2020 and you did not receive the amount of stimulus you should have, you can still get the money through a rebate credit on your return. One last tip. When filing, make sure everything is organized.
Lent started this week for some Christian faiths, and it is often a time for people to remember Jesus. Popular sacrifices typically include food or beverage, but reporter Ashley Smith shows us one man is giving up all food and most beverages, plans to only drink beer for the next 46 days.
Dell Hall will be drinking a lot of beer over the next 6 weeks. That's because beginning today, he will be on a liquid diet of beer, coffee, tea, and water.
I only have, 3 to 5 beers a day. It's not like I'm drinking, constantly. If you are, eating your standard diet, it gets boring. You don't eat the same thing every day. So I definitely am not going to drink the same thing every day.
This is the third Lenten season Hall has been on a beer diet for Lent. He says each year he loses 40 to 50 pounds, getting all of his calories from beer. Not only does he lose weight each year, he also lowers his cholesterol and blood pressure.
How does your body adjust to it? Are you drunk all the time?
No. So, the human body is an amazing thing. We're used to going through, as hunter-gatherers, like feast and famine, right? The problem is we never go through the famine anymore.
Hall is co-owner of 16 Lots Brewery in Mason. He knows firsthand how the pandemic has affected bars, restaurants, and breweries. This Lent, he's going to raise money for those local businesses through Sergeant Dell's virtual tip jar.
But this industry was damaged, and what Dell's doing just for the bar and restaurant workers, it's awesome.
Joe Frank is co-owner of Foaling Warehouse, a unique bar and warehouse in Oakley. He says he went from 32 employees before the pandemic to 12 today.
The employees were hit the hardest. The business itself, from an ownership standpoint, there's loans and things we can give, but the employees only have a small window of help from the government.
When Lent is over, Hall will take all of the money he has raised and share it evenly with the bars and restaurants that asked to be part of the fundraiser. And don't worry, he says safety is important and he always has a designated driver.
One beer today will affect me way differently than it will in a week. And I kind of really have to stay cognizant of that. Last year I became, Uber Platinum, through this ordeal because I used Uber so much.
State wrestling continues at the Fargo Dome. Devin Fry is in with highlights from tonight's action next.